Dear friends, you are most welcome to the channel. In our series on law related to children, our topic for today is Child and Adolescent Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986. So let us see what we are going to cover in this through different subtopic. So we will see the objective of the act, arrangement of section, key definition, provision and leading cases related to the act. Let us see one before objective of the act. So as you are aware, in Constitution of India under Article 23 and 24, there are certain provisions related to prohibition of forced labor, begar, and prohibition of employment of children in factory and hazardous processes, etc. And it has been also mentioned in this article that violation of these article will be punished in accordance with law. Since punishment will be given through law, that is how the parliament has made this law on Child and Adolescent Labor Act. Let us see arrangement of section quickly, how this entire act has been covered. So section part 1 is not seen here on the screen. This is as usual in all the act. It is extent and scope of the act and title, and part 2, section 2 is generally about definition. Here in part 2, covering through section 3 to 5, talk about prohibition of employment of children in certain occupation and processes. And part 3 is having section 6 to section 13, which regulate the condition of work for the children. Part 4 is the last part from section 14 to 22. However, there are certain section in the end which has been repealed after amendment later on, is about miscellaneous and talk about penalty and other provisions for implementation of this act. Now we will see the key definition. So there are only two key definition in this act. One is adolescent and another is child. Adolescent definition is very simple. Any child between the age of 14 to 18. Okay. Who has completed age 14 of year but did not achieve the 18 year. Age of 18 year, that will be treated as adolescent. And what is child? Child is a person who has not achieved the age of 14 year. Means below 14 year will be children, and between 40 to 18 year of age will be adolescent. So there are two category here of minors, child and adolescent. I'm sure you will be clear about these two important definitions. Now we will come to the key provision. In key provisions part 2 covers about prohibitions where children can be employed, adolescent can be employed or cannot be employed. So this is very important part of the act. Section 3 talk about children are prohibited to employ in any occupation or process. They cannot be employed. Where they can be employed are given under certain exclusion. Number one exclusion, as you know, children can work along with the family member in family related work like agriculture work or small family entrepreneurship along with the family member. And condition is they should work beyond the school hour and during the holidays so that their study is not disturbed. Second exclusion is work of children in artistic work like cinema, audio, etc. There are the child actress and actor required for movie and serials. So that is also excluded. But condition is work should be taken from such children in such audio music industry beyond the education time, beyond the school time, and their health and safety should not be jeopardized, should not be affected. So these are two exclusion. Other than that, children means here, please take note of less than 14 year of age. Section 3A is about employment of adolescent. So adolescents are generally allowed for employment under provisions complying under this act. However, section 3 is a control which say that adolescent cannot be employed in certain hazardous occupation and process. Now, what are the hazardous occupation and process is given in schedule 3 in the act of the act, and there are 3 4 lists there. One is in mines they cannot be employed. Second is fire and explosive industry, and third is hazardous process. So there are 3 items mentioned in schedule 3 currently where adolescent cannot be employed. Other than that, complying complying to the requirement of this act, they can be employed. Section 4 talks about central government has power to amend the schedule given in the last. Means central government can add other hazard process also where adolescent cannot be employed, or can modify it in any way. Section 5 is about Child Labor Technical Advisory Committee. This section say that government will constitute technical advisory committee which will work for the welfare of children and adolescent and do analysis and prepare report and give recommendation to the government how condition related to child employment can be improved. This is key provision of part 3rd. Part 3rd under section 6 it talk about to whom this section will be applicable. So please note that this section is applicable only for employment of adolescent, because children are not allowed to employ at all. So this part is not applicable. So whatever we will discuss here in this part 3rd will be for adolescent only. Section 7 talk about hours and period of works for the employment of adolescent. And there are 3 4 conditions which will give you complete idea. First is any employer who is employing adolescent cannot engage such adolescent continuously for more than 3 hours. And if employer want to engage them more than 3 hour, there should be 1 hour break between two span of work. Means if he want to employ more than 3 hour, after 3 hour 1 hour break has to be given to the adolescent. And other is there is limitation of total hour of works in a day, so that is 6 hour. No adolescent can be employed in any permissible industry more than 6 hour in 24 hour or in a day. Okay, it means you cannot allow to stay one adolescent in your industry if you are employer more than 7 hour. Means 3 plus 1 hour break plus 3 total 7 hour, and no overtime is permitted. Means in no condition adolescent cannot be engaged inside the premises of workplace more than 7 hour. Section 8 is about weekly holiday. It is as usual like other provisions of Factory Act and other worker welfare. There will be paid holiday, weekly off, and they will be paid. And there will be no double employment. Means such adolescent cannot be employed at other employer during weekly off or paid holidays time. Section 9 is about notice to inspector. So this is specifically it was applied when this act was enacted. So at the time of enactment of this act, it was mandated through section 9 that every employer will give notice to the inspector appointed under this act that such employer has employed this number of adolescent, and he will declare within 30 days of the enactment of this act. Now there is no relevance of this section 9 because time has passed. There are other requirement for related to act which will be discussed in coming section. Section talk about dispute as to age. So in case of there is any dispute between authorities and employer about the age of the adolescent or children, decision of medical authority will be final. If there is no medical birth proof of the child, then doctor decision will be final under this section 10. Section 11 talk about maintenance of register. So this is what I was talking about in lieu of the section 9. Ongoing, every employer who is employing adolescent will make and update one register where details of each adolescent will be maintained. Section 12 is important here. It talk about every employer has to display on his notice board at prominent location abstract of section 3 and section 14 of this act. So section 3 we discussed just before. Can you tell me what is section 3? Yes, it is about prohibition of employment of children in any process. Okay, and section 14 so far we have not read. So it is about penalty if somebody non complying or violating to this act. We will see later. So every employer will display under provision of section 12 abstract of section 3 and 14. Section 13 talk about health and safety requirement for good health and development of children even while working in some industry. So there are as many as requirement like workplace hygienic, bathroom, latrine and canteen facility, ventilations and workplace hygienic, humidity, temperature, everything has yes employer has to maintain that all these are not creating adverse health and safety effect on the health of worker or of the children or adolescent to whom the employer is employee. Now we will come to part 4 which is last miscellaneous and the most important section of this part is section 14 penalty. Penalty. What are the provision of penalty if employer is contradicting or non complying to section 3 and section A? If employer has employed any children or adolescent and violated section 3 or section A, the minimum punishment is not less than 6 months and it may go up to 2 years and fine not less than 20,000 but may go up to 50,000. Parent or guardian can be punished if they permit to employ their children or adolescent for the commercial purpose. However, for first violation or first offense by parent or guardian is not punishable. So this is about first violation. Repeated violation. In repeated violation for employer the punishment is not less than 1 year and it can go up to 3 year. Okay, and there may be fine also. However, law does not prescribe fine here but punishment is enhanced to minimum 1 year and up to 3 year and parent and guardian may also be punished up to with fine of rupees 10,000. Now other penalty provision under this section 14 is if any other provisions of this act is also not followed, not complied, like display of section 3 and 14 provision on notice board or not maintaining updated register, then employer may be punished with fine punishment up to 1 month of imprisonment and or fine up to rupees 10,000. 14A are added later after amendment to give more weightage to the offense under section 3 and 3A. Now offense committed under section 3 and 3A will be cognizable. Cognizable means offense for whom FIR can be lodged in police station. Now anybody can make FIR in police station about the offense of section 3 and section 3A. 14b talk about that appropriate government will establish children and adolescent labor rehabilitation fund. And from where money will come to this rehabilitation fund? Yes, it will come from the penalty imposed on the employer will be collected in this fund, and government will also deposit equal amount. Now tell me, what will be the purpose and uses of this fund? Correct. So these will be used for the rehabilitation of rescue child or adolescent freed from employer employment. 14D talk about compounding of offenses. So please note, compounding means compromising. If compromise can be done for the offenses done under this act. So section 3 and 3A, only first offense can be compounded or compromised, but repeated cannot. And others can be compounded. 15 talk about if this law provision under this act and provision under other law related to children's are in contradiction, so they will be other law related to penalty will be modified, and since it contained higher penalty in general, penalty under section 14 of this act will be applied. Section 16 talk about procedure related to offense. So procedure related to offense will be uh, will be reviewed or cognizance will be taken on complaint by metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate, first class, not lower than that. And for age of the person, as we discussed before, the decision of medical authority will be conclusive proof. Conclusive proof means no challenge to the document. That will be final. Government or appropriate government may appoint inspector under section 14 to ensure the provision under this act are being complied. Section 70A are further added that responsibility for implementation of this act is given to district magistrate. Section 19 talk about any rules and notification made under this act for its implementation will be laid down before parliament or state legislature, as the case may be, within 30 days of the opening of the session of such parliament or legislature. Section 20 talk about if there are other law and those are in contradiction with this act provisions, others will not be what they will be understood and enacted in harmony. We will see now leading case related to this act. You have heard about the famous case MC Mehta versus State of Tamil Nadu AIR 1996. It is also called about Sivakasi case or firecracker related case. Mr. MC Mehta, who was leading liar, had seen the condition of children working in firecracker industry. Those are hazardous industry in Sivakasi, Tamil Nadu. Very, very pathetic. And he raised this concern through petition to Supreme Court, and Supreme Court give very strict guideline to prohibit employment of children and their exploitation. So that is one of the very, very leading case about this. I'm sure by this video your doubt and understanding regarding the Child and Adolescent Labor Act might have improved. If you have further any comments, please mark in comment box. I will be very glad to reply. And if you find this video useful, please like and subscribe to the channel and share with your friend. Thanks once again for watching this video.